Dear friends, praise the Lord. My name is Dani Prakash. We have been discussing about the Lent series titled as the 40 Unwanted Guests. The fourth unwanted guest for today's meditation is Mr. Grumbling. The passage is taken from Numbers chapter 14 verses 1 to 4. Numbers 14 verses from 1 to 4. What is happening here? The Israelites were going through the wilderness to the promised land. God commands Moses to send some men to explore the land. Some men went and came back, reported negatively. But Caleb strengthened and silenced the people in Numbers 13:30, where he says, "We should go and take possession of the land." But still, the people of God grumbled. What this Mr. Grumbling can do to us? Let us see three things. In verses 1 and 2, we see it created unrest. Actually, people rebelled against God's purpose. God's purpose was to give this land, but the people of Israel want to go back to Egypt. Secondly, we see it caused unbelief, which we see in verse 3. They rebelled against God and God's work. Abraham believed in God, thus God promised this land, but the people of God disbelieved in God. Thirdly, it cultivated ungodliness. People rebelled against God's people, God's leaders. People were no longer fearful to God and to God's servants. They themselves want to appoint leaders. God showed them plagues. God provided them provision. God gave them promises, but still they grumbled and died in the wilderness itself. Referring to this, Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 10, not to grumble. Crisis is our wilderness today. In times of crisis, let us not grumble and die spiritually within the period of crisis. God brought Israel out of Egypt to take Egypt out of Israel, but Israelites still carried the spirit of Egypt and thus they grumbled. What the grumbling can do? It hinders God's blessing. It hinders God's ministry. It hinders the growth of the church. If we grumble, we will stumble. Joshua and Caleb overcome this unwanted enemy. Why not we? Let us overcome this unwanted enemy. Shall we pray? Lord, help me that I don't grumble against you, your people, your work, and your ministry. In Jesus' name.